So Juan Soto is hopping on a subway train and moving from the Bronx to Queens. That's right, Juan Soto, fresh off a World Series appearance with the New York Yankees, has just signed a mega deal with the New York Mets. Now, before I get into that, just want to say thank you to everyone who's taken the time out of their busy schedules to watch my content over the last couple of years. A couple of ways you could support this channel is give me a thumbs up, give me a like. And if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button and subscribe. You can check out everything that I post on a daily basis. Everything from pop culture, entertainment, Hollywood, to news, to sports, you name it. I'm going to try and cover it. And last but not least, drop a comment in the comment section down below before you leave. So with that, let's dive on in, shall we? Juan Soto signing with Mets on a gargantuan $765 million contract. So he's moving across town, and this is from the New York Post. Winter meetings haven't even started yet, folks, for Major League Baseball. They start this week. So this dropped yesterday. What a wonderful holiday season it will be for the Mets, and a move reverberating throughout not just Major League Baseball, but the entire sports world as a whole. Juan Soto agreed to a record 15-year contract worth $765 million with the Mets on Sunday. And that begins the winter meetings. The deal, pending a physical, eclipses the mega deal signed last year by Shohei Ohtani, which was 10 years, $700 million. Of which, of course, like 97% of the contract was deferred. So Ohtani essentially is only making like $2 million a year from the Dodgers, with the rest of his money coming off of endorsements. And that was the first thing that I asked when I saw this on X was how much of this contract's being deferred. Remember, the Mets back in the day were the ones that signed Bobby Bonilla to a huge contract, which I think he's still making $3 million a year on for another couple years at least. I mean, that was unheard of at the time, what they did with Bobby Bonilla, but then, you know, along comes Shohei signing with the Dodgers. This is talking about Ohtani's contract. MLB valued that deal at $460 million in present day value because of the deferrals. Soto's deal, according to sources, contains an opt-out after the 5th season with no deferrals. Soto can opt out following the 2029 season if the Mets don't increase his salary from $51 million to $55 million over the final 10 years of the contract. Also, Soto's contract will pay him $305 million, including a $75 million signing bonus in the first 5 years of his deal for an average annual value of $61 million during that stretch. Wow. Between him and Francisco Lindor, because remember, Francisco Lindor signed a contract, I think it was last year with the Mets. That was a $300 million deal plus. We're talking two players on the team are over time going to make $1 billion from the Mets. Not to mention the fact that they've got a looming free agent out there, the one and only Pete Alonso, the polar bear, who, you know, if you're a Mets fan, could you imagine them signing Pete Alonso to a new deal along with Lindor and Juan Soto? That would be something if you're a Mets fan. So here we have this part about the Yankees. The Yankees push hard to re-sign Soto, with managing partner Hal Steinbrenner raising his offer to $760 million over 16 years. More than double what the team gave to Aaron Judge, 9 years and $360 million in free agency before the 2023 season. Ultimately, though, it was Steve Cohen, the owner of the Mets, offer that won out, allowing the Mets owner to make a tsunami of a splash for a fan base that has long been frustrated by life in the Yankees' shadow. Cohen gave Lindor a 10-year contract with $331 million, before he reached free agency after acquiring the All-Star shortstop from Cleveland 4 years ago. That deal stood to be the largest in Mets history until yesterday. Let's see here. Let's pop over to MLB.com where they dive into this a little bit. Goes into the numbers. So Mets will have the ability to void Soto's opt-out clause after the 2029 season if they boost the average annual value of the final 10 years of his deal from 51 to 55 million. I covered that in the New York Post article. According to a source, in that case, the overall deal would be for 15 years and $805 million. So there is an escalator in there. Jeff Passan over at ESPN. This is from last night. The 15-year, $765 million contract is the largest deal in professional sports history. Juan Soto's deal is larger than J.B. Pritzker, and that's saying something. Yeah, good old front butt there from the governor of Illinois. Dodgers fans in shambles. Oh, wouldn't that have been something if the Dodgers would have signed Soto? Wow. Of all the players of professional sports history, Juan Soto isn't even close to one that deserves the biggest contract in history. Yes and no. Got to remember, Soto broke into the league at the age of 19, House of Fire, with the Washington Nationals. In fact, he won a World Series title at the age of 20. And he has been one of the top players in Major League Baseball since he broke into Major League Baseball. My opinion, there's no player out there that's worth this kind of money. That's just my opinion. You can disagree with me, agree with me, whatever. You can comment in the comment sections down below. But this is huge. We don't have our first $1 billion player yet, but I think it's coming. Big win for the Yankees. You can buy a lot more than 40 homers for $760 million. He'll be a DH before you know it, while Mets fans complain about his contract. That's aid to Ukraine kind of money. Not even deferred. If this contract goes sideways, it will cripple the Mets for 20 years. Yeah, that when you sign these big deals like this, that's the risk you take. I remember as a Cardinals fan when Albert Pujols hit free agency after the 2011 World Series, the 2011 season. And the Cardinals offered Pujols 5 years and $125 million to stay in St. Louis. He wanted that. He wanted 10 years. And of course, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim gave him the 10 years, which for the first part of that contract was a good contract. But then the second half was kind of like, ugh. And after he turned it down, of course, people in St. Louis were in an uproar. How could Albert Pujols leave? But then when you think about it, they dodged a bullet by not signing him to a 10-year deal. Now, granted, he came back for the 1-year retirement tour, broke 700 home runs for his career, all that stuff. But yeah, the Cardinals dodged a bullet with Pujols back in 2011, 2012. So there you have it. Juan Soto, 15 years, $765 million. It could go up to as high as $806 million. And no deferred money. So what do you guys think out there of this? I mean, good for him. Comment in the comment section down below. And again, just as a reminder, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss a video. Share this video out there with your friends and family. And with that, I will see you guys later.